Hey guys, today I decided to make try a new what if. What if Naofumi had a mutated sharingan? So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get every piece of it right. So no, let's do a little bit of background. And this AU has Naofumi has always been weird and was born and has always picked up on things much faster. At the age of 10, he ended up having the intelligence of a freshman at college, and then after that, and then because it's mutated, he has a lot. Either way, after that happened, after he gained this, he started. After that, no, that's just the background. I'm sorry, I haven't done many what ifs. I'm hardly doing this on my mom's phone right now. So don't mind if you hear any people in the background because my little sister's friends are over and they're always so dang loud. Either way, let's get into the what if. So, of course, everything goes to canon at the start of Naofumi getting the book and all that. And then they go, and he has never, and he started off with the one tomo. It's always, also, all forms of it is 2 times strong, is like equal to the next form. So, basically, I am, either way, right now he's at the one tomo because something happened before, because I'm just gonna say on a whim that he had a sister in this one. And please give me a minute. Okay, alright. Give me a moment. I can't tell if you guys can figure it out, but I am extremely agitated because I keep not being able to think because people are either being loud or they're interrupting me as I'm just about to start the video. And I believe I was at the point where I was just done explaining. So, he had the one Tomoe and how it's always stronger than the next form. Also, this is how it's gonna go. Basically, it goes up to the basic 3 Tomoe. Then right here, it shows his mongekyo pattern. Then over here is his eternal mongekyo pattern. Rinnegon, because he'll eventually gain that, and then the 9 Tomo rinnegon, which is gonna be the last form because I cannot find any pictures of of one with a pattern. Okay, now let's get into this. So we start off seeing that he notices that he's been transported to another world. Things go to canon at the start, and he ends up sensing the mal, and this is around the time when he starts. So he's, of course, there. No one's gonna like him. The king interrupts him. He says his name. It goes to canon until the betrayal. When he gets betrayed, and may I add, they never he was in the same place for training as them. And basically, when he gets betrayed, they end up doing he ends up getting extremely angry and activates his 2 Tomo, which is equal to the 3 Tomoe Sharingan in power. He awakens that from betrayal. Each form has a different thing needed. 1 is a dramatic experience. 2 is a betrayal, and then of course 3 is gonna be having to be seeing a place being in a close to death situation. No. Which, in this one, the guards aren't technically gonna kill him, so yeah. So he's awakened the 2 Tomo. Also, he always wears these because they can't see through them, but he can. Because he doesn't want to show it. But he takes off his glasses and shows the shining 2 Tomoe with anger. Because each one also gains a little bit of a mongekyo ability. A little bit of one. So the one Tomo's ability was essentially the ability of Kamui, which he found out he awakened. It's not like the strong Kamui. It allows him to Kamui objects because it's not too strong at the start. And then the second Tomo allows him to Kamui up to like small objects. Now it's medium objects with the second Tomoe, as well as that second Tomoe allows him to essentially summon forth fire with any name calling, but it will not get anything stronger than than pale blue fire, which is the final it can get to. Right now it's on dark red. So yeah, now what we're gonna be doing is he essentially says this Kamui, as he stored up an object in there. This object is a special form of mixture between a shield and a knife, which they don't even know why he's able to wield it, because the shield part of it is like an enchantment of sorts. That's the special ability he gains from being able to master his first ability. So that's why he's able to hold it. So what he does is he throws the knife at the king. The guards catch it and they say, and the king says, "I hereby banish you." As he says, "Okay, as he says, "No, you're gonna give me your things." As he says, "No. Wait. Also, I think I'll take your eyes too. Not my dead body." Okay, then, as he's about to, as he has to place it to his neck. And him thinking that he'll actually do it awakens the 3 Tomo, because technically he's being threatened with his life. So yeah, of course that's gonna happen. So yeah, that happens. He awakens the 3rd Tomoe, which has the ability which has a very decent ability, which is now equal to the mongekyo in power. So, or at least in the basic prowesses. Sorry if you think that that he's progressing too quick, and he's not gonna upgrade for a bit. So he gets a slave on his way out. Actually, no, 2 slaves in this one. Raphtalia and a nameless person. Which he gets close to a nameless person and Raphtalia through his adventures. He becomes known as the healer of the 3 I. Because in this, he will, whenever he's about to heal someone, because he knows medical ninjutsu, which he learned on his way. He learned a little bit. He already knew that it was somewhat supernatural in his other world about the 1 Tomoe, and he learned the other abilities that his 3 Tomoe had, which were very good. Also, the 3rd Tomoe, just so y'all know, it makes it so he doesn't need hand signs. However, whenever he doesn't use hand signs, it will use 2 times more chakra, and it will be 0.5. And it will be about 1.5 times weaker. But it allows you to do it much easier, because you just have to say the name. So yeah, that's good. And then what they do is he says that, and we go to a bandit incident. One of the incidents where he's had with bandits. And this time he does that. Things almost go to canon. He basically robs the bandits that tried to rob him, but after that, he puts that, since it's a mongekyo level of genjutsu, he puts those booty, basically their faces, I think, look a lot like they're trash, and so I'm just gonna call them booty faces. Those booty faces in a Tsukiyomi, because a Tsukiyomi is a mongekyo level genjutsu. So he does that and places back on his glasses, because he takes his glasses off whenever it's needed. Most of the time he has them on, by the way. So then he keeps them on and he turns off his 3 Tomoe, and then we time skip. he's been getting hurt. He's been getting a lot of scars. And it's time for the first wave. So he protects the village. Over the village, some of the guards say, "How dare you protect this measly village? We were not wanting the heroes to do this." Because in this, they didn't want the village. They wanted the village destroyed. So that happens, so that could have happened if he didn't stop it. So he stops it and tries his best to stop it. But then they say, "You know what? How about your little friend here dies?" And she gets injured. And temporarily he awakens the mongekyo, but he will not. However, actually no, he activates the mongekyo from the immense rage and fury, but it's not going to be awakened yet. If it were awakened, then he could use it anytime. And he uses his mongekyo ability, and says this one word as he touches him, as he says his mongekyo ability's name, one of his mongekyo ability names, Shinigami's flame, he says, as he touches him, as then we see his soul go out of his body and burn into nothing, and then his body vanish in blue sparks of lightning, which are gone, and his eyes bleeding, which he used his right eye for that ability, and it requires him to touch someone, and it uses a lot of his chakra, so then it turns off. And that was the general of the guards, and he hasn't turned it off yet. And then you see him say one last word, Amaterasu, and then they see them all burn to death. As then he protects the village from monsters, and at the end, his mongekyo finally turned off, knowing that she would be safe. Because she was being killed as this happened. And then his mongekyo was turned off, he closed his eyes, and he knocked out. And I don't know about y'all, but I think that's a good place to leave it off. Cliffhanger no jutsu.